Hello. It's a new day and a new devotional. Today's devotional, Prayer, Part 2 of 2. Men always ought to pray and not lose heart. Luke chapter 18, verse 1, the New King James Version. A PhD student at Princeton University once walked into Albert Einstein's office and asked, "What is there left in the world for original dissertation research?" The brilliant scientist replied, "Find out about prayer." Einstein wasn't the only person who was curious about prayer. Jesus taught about it, and the reason was because the disciples asked him to. They may not have desired to write dissertations on it, but they wanted to know how to pray. It's the only time in the Bible where one person clearly teaches another person how to pray, and all because of a request from the disciples. In Luke chapter 11, verse 1, the New International Version, it says, "Jesus was praying in a certain place. When he finished, one of his disciples said to him, 'Lord, teach us to pray.'" The disciples had been observing Jesus as he prayed. Apparently, the way he prayed was so distinct from the way they prayed that they said, "Show us how to pray the way you pray." Before Jesus fed the multitude supernaturally, or selected his 12 disciples, or calmed the storm on the Sea Galilee, he took time to pray. And the results of his prayers were so amazing that the disciples said, "Lord, teach us to pray." Prayer is not primarily about telling God what you need. It's about getting closer to God. As one pastor writes, it's almost as if God is saying, "Don't bring me your shopping list. I already know what's on it. We will deal with that later. Bring me your heart. Bring me your love. Bring me your undivided attention." Prayer is not mainly about getting things from the Lord. It's about spending time with the Lord. Have a blessed day. Again, this is God calling you to spend time with him. I did finish the presentation. It has been uploaded to YouTube. If you had an opportunity to listen, great. If you didn't, maybe listen to it and see, maybe you can get something that God's trying to tell you. He wants your time. Don't let God beg. I know there was times when even, in my relationships, I was begging these men for their attention. "Why don't you want to spend time with me?" And yada, yada, yada. Now, that, of course, was a totally different situation or totally different issue that God really had to really help me get to the root of, abandonment, right? But God is saying he's not going to abandon you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. God is with you. We abandon God. We want to spend time with other people. We want their attention. The best person to give our attention to is God, because he's giving it right back to us. He's there. He's waiting for us. So please, today, give God some time.